That's right, a new show starring Kiefer Sutherland and a little kid who doesn't talk called Touch. Don't be creepy. Touch. Now, Touch is a new show set to premiere on March 19th, but the pilot episode aired, so I'm going to talk about that. So Touch mainly revolves around Kiefer Sutherland and his little kid. Yeah, and if you're expecting Kiefer to be the Jack Bauer Power Hour, all like, I said, where's the bomb? Do you understand me? Not like that. Kiefer Sutherland plays the father of an autistic kid who's never spoken a word in his entire life. So in that, it's a really intriguing father-son type story about a father who just can't connect with his child. But on the large-scale scope of it, it's a bit bigger than that. The show Touch goes on the philosophy that the world itself is all constructed on a formula.
The universe is made up of precise ratios and patterns.
You know, the thread that connects everyone together and connects events together. This leads to that, that leads to that. And if anyone, let's say Kiefer's kid with autism, could see that formula, he could then see how everything's connected and then really cool stuff can happen. Enter our show, Touch. Now, Touch is created by the creator of Heroes, Tim Kring. And for nothing else, that tells me that Touch will have a really intriguing first season and seasons 2 through canceled. Not really. Wasn't a fan of seasons 2 through 4 of Heroes. And if you remember, Tim Kring was big on that in Heroes season 1. Peter Petrelli would be all like, we're all connected. So it looks like Tim Kring's like, all right, we don't need any superpowers, but we're going to explore that concept. We're going to dive headfirst into it. And so that's pretty much the premise of the show. This autistic kid sees the formula that ties everyone and every event together, and he writes it all down, and he starts doing stuff that Kiefer Sutherland doesn't really understand. And so Kiefer kind of catches on as to what's happening, especially after his dialogue with Danny Glover, who pretty much breaks it down for him.
Mr. Ball, your son sees everything. The past, the present, the future. He sees how it's all connected.
And after he knows what he's looking for, he kind of follows the path that his kid's leading for him, and they do cool things. Example, if he follows the path that his kid's laying out for him in these really cryptic ways, they can stop a plane crash or something. Just an example, I'm just saying. And before anyone says, oh yeah, it's like that movie Knowing, which when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, it's kind of like the movie Knowing. It's not like the movie Knowing. The movie Knowing was more fatalistic. It was someone who wrote down times and places of catastrophes, and they were just gonna happen no matter what. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, this is gonna happen. Touch deals with someone who sees like the matrix of life, and then through that, they can like avert catastrophe. And it's not just like this one thing. It's not like, oh, this one catastrophe that they're averting. You see other people throughout the world, and you're like, what do they have to do with this? And in the end, the actions and events that Kiefer and his kid are doing in this one episode will affect a few people throughout the world. When you see it, you can't help but just be like, that's really cool. This show does a really good job at showing that the thread that ties everything together it's a big spider web. It's not like one linear thing. And it does a really good job of putting math, science, spirituality, and religion all under one roof. And that's really cool. After seeing the pilot episode of Touch, I want to see the next episode. I want to see the season. This looks like it could be one of the more intriguing shows that I'll see on TV. And yes, it is on Fox. So Fox, don't cancel the show. I mean, if it ends up sucking, then yeah, sure. But as for right now, don't. Let it get a couple seasons in. If the show sticks to the premise that it has, it should be really good. And although the show doesn't premiere until March 19th, you can check out the pilot episode on Comcast On Demand or on Fox.com. So go knock yourself out. So have you seen the pilot episode of Touch? What did you think about it? I really want to know what you guys thought about this show. So comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.